to jump to history, Ethiopian history, that has impacted political history in particular, that has impacted your life, the life of the nation, and the life of the Adventist Church. You have lived through 3 successive Ethiopian governments. Emperor Haile Selassie's government, Mengistu Haile Mariam's communist government, and the current government. You have seen it all. And you have witnessed its impact. Tell us about that.
Yeah, Adventism under these different governments. Adventism under Emperor Haile Selassie, Adventism under Derg, and Adventism under the present government. Adventism at the time of the emperor had a very good chance of making impacts, had real good freedom as far as the southern, the western, and the southeast parts of the countries were concerned. They had freedom to go any place, anywhere there, to preach, establish schools, clinics, and so on. They were welcome in many ways, particularly establishing schools and health facilities. In that, the government was very, very cooperative. I'm glad you asked me this question because there's something I forgot came to my mind. When we built the Dead Sea Adventist Mission Hospital, the land was given free, and the money for building it was given by the government. The Seventh-day Adventist Church did not put a penny into the building expenses of that building. It is the Ethiopian government, the emperor, give the money. Not only that, when the Debre Tabor Hospital was built, he gave 30,000 Maria Theresa dollars for the building of that hospital. And Ras Kasa gave 20,000 Maria Theresa dollars for the building of that. So under the emperor, the Seventh-day Adventist work was really appreciated, welcomed, because there was a big need. There was educational need, a crying need. There was medical need. And here came these missionaries offering both. And the government accepted that with open hands. The only problem we had at the time of the emperor as a church is that the Ethiopian Orthodox Church was not happy with us. They didn't like us.
And it was the state church at the time.
And it was a state church. And many of these persecutions in Begemeder were inspired mostly by the Coptic Christians. They feel that we are Catholics. And the Catholics were the ones who came to Ethiopia in the 16th century and converted Sucenius, the emperor, and the country became, under decree, a Catholic country, and the church, the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, refused to accept it. And because of that, there was a civil war between the government and the churches. Many thousands lost their lives. And so they feel that missionaries are just like that.
Every missionary is a Catholic.
Every missionary is a Catholic. They call us Watalik. To them, we are Catholics. We are causes for this disunity, as far as they were concerned. Therefore, they had a reserve about us. In fact, whenever they got a chance, they wanted to just wipe us out. That was the only problem we had. Other than that, the government was friendly and helpful in many ways. And progress was being made. Now come to the time of the Derg. Time of the Derg?
The time of the communists.
Yes, that's the time of the communists. A terrible time. A very bad time. I don't want even to mention it and to go back and think about it. No freedom whatsoever. No freedom for speaking, no freedom for preaching, no freedom for writing. Everything was communistic. You have to speak like communists. You have to live like communists. You have to work, act like communists. That was a terrible time. They nationalized many of our churches. We had 4 hospitals in Ethiopia. 3 of them were taken away from us. They were nationalized by the Derg. Even some of our schools were taken away from us. So what love can I have for this government? What is my recollection, my memory of the government, of the Derg government of 17 years? It was very harsh, it was very dark, cruel in many ways. I have nothing good to say because I have nothing good I know about them. It was a bad time, a difficult time. Now coming back to the third regime, the third government we are having now, the present government, there is one thing I can say. In Ethiopia today, state and church are separated. Government, unless there is real need, unless there is a big danger, government does not involve itself in the affairs of churches. The church minds its own business, and the state minds its own business. But when there are dangers in the churches, either churches or mosques, when there are problems, the government, of course, doesn't just fold its hands and look on. No, they intervene to preserve lives, to keep peace, keep order. And now we can preach in the streets, we can preach in the football stadium, we can preach in the churches, in the countryside, anywhere. Now there is that freedom. So this is what I have witnessed under the different governments about our work.
Mm-hmm.